Well, I was gonna make a super inappropriate comment, and then I was thinking it's the countdown. And you, like, you don't know when it's. I know you don't know when it's gonna go live, and I knew it was gonna clip, and I was gonna get half of my inappropriate comment, which was actually gonna make it tangentially much worse than what I meant to say. Basically, Phoebe's number one on our team.
No.
Trying to make it equal. My name is Cindy. I'm with Clearance Jobs here with Jill Hamilton and Phoebe Wells, also of Clearance Jobs. We were trying to go live. It's been a while since we've done a live here on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you happen to be watching this. So we'll see how it goes. But we wanted to talk about the Super Bowl of national security recruiting, which is Clearance Jobs Connect. But first, just to keep it professional, did you guys watch the actual Super Bowl last night?
I did.
Yes.
And I made my Giants fan boyfriend real mad when I kept going, go Birds, because I'm sorry. I didn't want Kansas City to win. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. But that's where we are.
My 8-year-old cried when they lost last night.
Oh.
Highly sensitive person. I was like, we're not even that big of fans. Like, we do all have Chiefs gear because we're in Chiefs territory here, but it's like we can't care that much. It made me feel bad. Yes, she was sad.
Yeah. I was in the same room as it was on. I don't know if that counts. I was, adjacent to it. I don't know. Could not care. But my brother is a big Eagles fan. He has been. I mean, I grew up in Pennsylvania. So, I was like, let's go. Chiefs got it last year. And I think the year before.
Yeah, this could have been 3 in a row. They would have made history. I know, Jacob. Hey, thank you for commenting so we know we're actually live. Yeah, the Chiefs, it was sad. I mean, they started to pick up steam, and that's like, I think my daughter was tired because she didn't realize it's over. Like, they took a knee and she's like, we got to. I was like, no, it's actually over. They can't get like 3 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes. She was mad because I was trying to turn it off, and she was like, it's not over, but actually.
Yeah.
It is.
I think they had I don't know anything about comparing the same teams. The only thing I know right now is from Eagles, Saquon Barkley played for Penn State, which is where I graduated from. And our family is a big Penn State fan. So there was that. But aside from that and other big names and how many times is Taylor Swift going to hug somebody, all those things that we love, all those games we love to play. I feel like Chiefs would come in with more, like they had a harder road just because when you come in with wins on your back, you just play from a different mentality. I mean, this is how I am with watching my kids play sports. I almost rather that they're down at halftime, because if you're down at halftime, it's much better to walk in after that with like the underdog mentality. But if you think you've got it in the bag, that's when I've seen the worst sports from any of my kids or when you watch a game. And so I just wonder how much it's that mental toughness could be, or just talent, but I didn't really watch it. I was in the room.
It was just bad. I mean, they did not look like the normal Chiefs. Like, but again, let's pretend as if I know what I'm talking about. No, let's talk about what I do know something about, which is Connect West. So if you're on this live, we can talk football the whole time. 3 people who don't know a whole lot about football. We'd be delighted to talk.
That's how we bring in the chats.
I know.
To you about cleared recruiting. So Connect West is happening. It's go time, people. If you have not booked your room, registered now, I won't say never because I'm in a registration, but let's pretend scarcity mentality is real, and you have, soon we want you to book your flight, your hotel, come to Connect West. If you were in San Diego, represent. We are there for you. I know we have a lot of candidates here on LinkedIn, so I do want to highlight we are doing a career event in San Diego in person on March 12th at the Catamaran Resort. They have a bird show. And then the next day, we're also having Connect West, which is our, again, Super Bowl of national security hiring. If you're a recruiter, if you're a business development proposal, CEO, C-suite for the small business set, come. The whole focus is about AI in cleared recruiting. I am super stoked for the panels. Somebody on LinkedIn, obviously, because that's where all the shade gets dropped, was dropping shade about conferences and how worthless they are this weekend because the speakers are not great. And I was like, come to Connect West. The speakers are good. So can you just kind of, let's chat about it. What are you most excited? Jill has to moderate a panel this year. So is that the one she's most excited about, or what are you excited to come see at Connect West?
Well, I'm excited about that panel just because I love our speakers on it. And the thing is, I will say, I mean, I love all our speakers. So everybody, shared love. I find Kelly delightful, and Dorian, I haven't met him in person, but just interacting with him, I think it's really, really good topic on scaling your recruiting program, but also just fun personalities. But we've had such great feedback on our speakers before, because I get it. I've been to my conferences and you go to one thing right after another. First of all, your brain can only handle so much. Plus you got all your other normal day-to-day stuff. So it is a little bit of a balance. We keep that in mind. There's lots of breaks to not too many. You get your dollar's worth, don't worry. But there's space for you to think through, mull over stuff. But we just get so much great feedback on just the quality of speakers. And I do think the cleared recruiting audience, there's nothing else out there for them. You can go to recruiting specifics, but then it's there is something very unique about what we do, trying to find cleared talent and working in DoD contracting specifically. There are definite challenges and different things that go better that you don't face. Budgets getting cut internally might not impact you as much. I mean, they can, but it's just different. The way the federal government is operating right now, that's going to be an interesting component of different conversations of how that trickles down to recruiters and if it does or doesn't. So I just think there's lots of topics that are very specific to our industry, and you won't find it outside of us. I mean, it's what we bring this community together, and it's really, really cool to hear all the different stories, how different companies got their start in the industry, how different people landed in here, all that jazz. I love it. So I'm here for the story.
Awesome. Phoebe,
I love that.
What gets you excited about Connect?
Honestly, it's that it's truly for every type of cleared recruiter, whether you're a veteran who has just been in this industry forever and has seen the ebbs and flows of administration changes, or you're brand new, you're going to get something out of it. You're not going to be like, oh, I've heard all this information before. That's not going to happen, because our industry is just constantly evolving, and that I know we've already said it a lot and we talk about it all the time, but it is the only conference for cleared recruiters. So again, if you're just starting out on your career or you are just a seasoned pro, you're going to get something out of it. I'm really excited for the panel with Stephanie Holman. She's amazing. And I think she spoke at Connect in Reston and really shared some great tips for branding on for cleared recruiters. But, this time around, she has some new tips, just focusing on, the getting that defense unicorn as the title of her talk states. I mean, it's finding the right fit for that specific position, and I'm excited. I'm excited to take it all in.
It's going to be good. I know we had an internal debate, or just at least a discussion about are we going to be able to talk? Are we going to talk about how spicy it is in the government right now? I can say yes, we will, or at least talk to me about it. I do think that is what's unique about clearance jobs is, again, there's hiring, and then there's recruiting, and then there is hiring and recruiting in the national security sector, where you are impacted by the executive orders, by all of the things happening right now. And we're not going to have definitive answers on all of those things, but there is definitely something magical. I was just talking to somebody else, and then she was like, man, feels rough out there. And I was like, grab a cocktail, come join us at Clearance Jobs Connect West. I do think it is hopefully the reprieve that some people need. So I want to appeal to folks that are on the West Coast, our Utah, our, again, California, Seattle. We don't always engage with those sectors as much. So if you happen to be in that community and can come, again, a lot of our network is in the DC metro. So if you were in the West region, would especially love to have you. I mean, you're welcome to fly from anywhere you would like to. But if you have reach into those areas, help us to spread the word about what's going on. Because again, I also think those areas don't often understand or appreciate what's going on in the DC metro quite as much, right? You have to kind of come together. So the benefit of this conference is we do have OD&I coming out, DCSA, the key players in vetting, security clearance process, a lot of major contractors, a lot of folks engaged in the space coming out. So it will be a unique opportunity. So the job fair is March 12th from 3 to 6 p.m. If you go to about.clearancejobs.com, I'll post these links later. I can't multitask and do it now. About.clearancejobs.com. Okay. And if you go to career events, you can register for the San Diego event. That career event is 100% free for candidates. So if you are a job seeker and you're able to go to San Diego, you can register for free. Somebody asked about the military code. If you're somebody in the military in San Diego, and if you've ever played volleyball on the beach, please come. I'll comp your pass. No, I mean, but if you're in the active duty military set, I would like to see you running on the beach. No, come on over to Connect West. I know this is like, please stop talking. But we also have a discount code that I will share now that is government. If you aren't government, you might be able to use it if you happen to listen to this, and I won't tell you no. It's GovSquirrel, hashtag all caps GOV squirrel, discounts the rate to $199. So that's our government rate for the conference. We used to have a pre-filled SF312 if folks need it too. So if you need that, come check out the website. You can get a discount code to go to Connect West if you are interested in that day. Looking in Jacksonville, Florida, go to Clearance Jobs. We definitely have opportunities in Jacksonville, Florida. They have not asked us to put on a Connect South. Would that be? But maybe.
Yeah.
Connect West originated because we did survey the audience, and Jill always does like all of our surveys. We asked folks where to have the next Connect, and I think San Diego was number one, right? Or did I just make that up and pretend it was because I wanted to go? I can't remember. I think it was like Colorado and California.
I think San Diego won. I'm just laughing at Aaron trolling us. Help spelling squirrels. And then encouraging the whole running on the beach Top Gun style. Just don't encourage her.
Let's all play volleyball in jean shorts while we're there. I'm willing.
We're gonna go past that. We're gonna keep going.
Okay. On. That's all I know about San Diego.
I mean, it'll do great for content, but I don't know if that's what we're looking for.
I will say this one other thing looking forward to, and just a special shout out for Tommy. I always love his sessions at our I'm not trolling. Yeah, right. Just kidding. I love his sessions at Connect, and he just brings such an energy and just such a great resource for recruiters. He loves Clearance Jobs. We love him. We'd love him even if he didn't love Clearance Jobs, but that really, he uses our
no, I really
you have qualities as a person, as a human being, as value. That's where I was getting at. And so, but he uses Clearance Jobs so well for what he and his business do. And so I think there's just so much to glean just from that conversation. So definitely, if you're in the cleared recruiting space, to get in there and just to hear all his tips and tricks and whatever else that he's talking about. And he lives in San Diego too. So
I think he's been manifesting this whole time.
Yes,
I think us coming to him is truly his manifestation come true. So
you can get all the local tips from him. And somebody did ask if the content of the event, which again, if you go to, I think I posted the link in the description here. It's posted somewhere. If you go to the event description, we have a number of sessions. It's not just about the West Coast or San Diego. So the content that you'll get at the event applies to recruiting nationwide and whatever you're doing. For the career event, we do tend to have folks that are hiring nationwide at those career events. I know from the employers that are participating, Booz Allen is one. Certainly they have positions nationwide. You're going to probably hear from folks there who can talk about the job market in San Diego because they do have a big presence there. But anytime you have an in-person career event, in my experience, there's usually folks, there's going to be kind of a hot spot of, they're going to talk about the local opportunities. But if you're looking to relocate or not necessarily be in that area, you can also find out about opportunities that aren't in that area. So it is a good opportunity. We had our in-person career event last week in DC. It went so well. It reminded me that there is a special energy to attending an in-person career event. It's a lot. I feel like Jill had to have been exhausted when she was done because she was talking to people the whole time. It is, whether you're a candidate or whatever, it's just putting yourself out there is hard, but there is also something magical about being in that vulnerability zone with a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely check out the career event if you're local.
Well,
Yeah,
I
Phoebe.
put the links on LinkedIn. For some reason, I can't put them directly in this platform that we're using. So they're on in the comment section of this LinkedIn live if you're watching it on LinkedIn. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will post the link to that as well. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm really excited to see both the career event and Connect West, and really just, it's a perfect union of all the events that we do. So
Yeah. I do appreciate Aaron's description. It's who's who in the zoo, which again, if you are in the zoo of national security, it is. I mean, you can't get all of those government agencies, companies. I really want to name drop so many companies right now, but I feel like I don't know if I would get in trouble. I'm sure we're fine, but there's going to be so many amazing companies there participating. So it is just a great chance partnering, networking, learning more about this industry. And again, I think a lot of changes are happening right now. So just a reminder to folks too, national security still at work,
Yeah.
still hiring,
Yeah.
government still at work. I think a lot of people there's just a lot of nervousness right now and a lot of stress from people in the GovCon space or anybody affiliated with government. So I think for us to be a reminder that national security is going to be at work. This industry is big. It still needs you, regardless of where you're at in the ecosystem. And again, we're trying to make, Connect West accessible. So again, if you want to be a part of it and attend, if it would bring you value and you see a barrier to entry, I can't pay to fly you there. But if you can get there, reach out to us. We would love to have you a part of the event. Because again, whether it's the free in-person career event happening on the 12th or the content on the 13th, it's just a great way to, again, re-energize yourself to what you're doing in national security.
And I think it's such a great way to meet the moment, especially being it only in March, where usually we'd have to wait until the fall for Connect. I love that we're now providing this opportunity to have this touch point, at the beginning of the year. And I think it help set the conversation for even deeper discussions in September when we have, Connect and Reston. So I think it's going to be, you won't want to miss it.
I think that's a really great point, because at that point, it's going to be about 90 days since the new administration stepped into the office, I think. Is my math correct? No, it's not 90 days. Yeah, it's 60 days. There, catching up.
Well, it's in the first 100 days. So
there we go. So, thank you. It's like the recipe I tried to do afterwards. I was like, my math was not mathing actually for the SuperBowl snacks, but it is interesting. I think it's important to have these conversations and in person. I know there's a question about remote. We could talk about that in a second, but it's really important to be talking face to face, because you see a lot of activities. I mean, I am reading so much content and so many people's thoughts on this. And there's so many, like, you can go to Reddit, you can go to, there's different forums out there, but it's important to actually talk to people face to face about things. Because when you talk face to face, you come up with strategies, you can come up with ways to overcome, because even though there's a lot of chaos right now, out of the chaos, order has to come at some point. It cannot. And I think it's important for contractors and government to be talking with one another to come up with solving the problems. Because when you come up as a solution problem solver, I think that there's a lot of opportunities will be coming at some point. It might be painful at first, though. So at least you can kind of collaborate and console each other as well. There's just a lot of things that are like that. And I'm sure there'll be drinks, and that helps. Not promoting too much.
Oh, the cornhole boards.
Yes.
I need to get them shipped. I have there's going to be a cornhole tournament. We do have fun at clearance jobs. And that's also I think things are stressful enough, and there's going to be plenty of conferences you can go to or events you can attend right now where people are going to be disgruntled. And that's just, I'm just a hope-filled person, regardless.
We're not going to be the bad news bears.
No, we're gonna give you reality. I mean, this is where we're at, but we also have we are gonna strategize, and we are gonna keep working. I think there are, like you said, on the internet. Don't read the internet unless it's clearance jobs. But there's a lot of people right now that they are an expert in their tiny vertical, right? And so they're giving you all the expertise on this vertical, but actually right now it's all of the verticals intersecting. So there's bad news in these places, but also I think and there is something magical in person. So Poor Bear Stories, shout out, we'll be recording all of the sessions. So you will be able to see them after the fact if you cannot participate in person. There is a special energy about being in the room. I was literally on a call today and somebody started talking Doge and like big, things. And then somebody was like, this call's being recorded. We can't talk about that. I was like, I think Doge is not a bad word. I think we can say it's a verb now. I think we can say it. Can we not? But I do think there's some of that chatter. It is nice to be able to be in the room, have a conversation, level set with your industry partners. Tommy made it. We said all of the bad things about you already, Tommy. So you can perfect timing. We're so excited to come to San Diego, Tommy's town, as we like to call it. Gearing up for Connect West again. We will have recordings, but there is something magical about being in the room. So if you are able to make it, we hope you will join us. It is a content first conference. All of our conferences are. I am going to name drop Chief People Officer at Anderl is going to be there. We have Deloitte, somebody from Deloitte. I don't know. Don't ask me to remember anybody's names. Like I would butcher it if I had to say it out loud. We have some amazing speakers that are going to be there, amazing sessions. So again, I think the networking and the learning and the collaboration that will happen, there's a lot of value to coming out and being in the room. And it's in San Diego.
I mean,
doesn't get much. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So I just think, there's just a lot to learning. Even like when you talk about the candidate experience the day before with the career conversations. Yes, it was a lot talking through, but there is, like you said, about being in person. There's something about that because unless I left the room for a minute to just let the chatter die and get a little fresh air, I talked for almost 3 hours straight forward. And so I think if you're a candidate watching this and you're nearby San Diego, you think, hey, let me take a couple days in San Diego and I'll go to a career event. You just never know. It's just such a great experience. If you could find all that information online, I wouldn't have so many people asking me the questions that they have. I mean, I have that information online. I can point you to it, or someone else at one of the booths can point you to it, and you can find them. But there is something about you want to make a job change, or you want to get into a different industry, or you've been doing this type of work and this type of work. And I have people coming up like, here's my experience. Who should I talk to here? And so like just kind of helping them navigate where their value is. Well, what's your clearance level? Let's talk about that. What type of work that you want to be on. So it's just so interesting to be there in person. So.
Well, and you mentioned there is, again, the in-person connectivity of it. So if you're able to come to the career fair that's happening, we will have our welcome reception for Connect West afterwards. So again, that's what I kind of love. So you don't even have to just attend the career event. You can join us for our Connect West reception. We're inviting the folks, again, whether it's an employer exhibiting or a candidate who's attending, is welcome to attend that and enjoy the networking. And that's where you do find there's just a lot of joy in those conversations. Just a reminder that like we're passionate people. We love our industry. We are still at it. We are going to keep working. National security is going to continue to be at work. These employers are still hiring. I think job change, taking a new job, there's just a lot of both interest and activity, but also uncertainty. So I think the reminder that the industry is bigger than the individual players in it. So even for these companies to remember that, to see their partners and partnering ops, I think there's just a ton of value there. So yeah, our YouTube channel is the best way to stay in touch for our video content, like as those videos are released after the fact. Again, register, go to about.clearancejobs.com, search for Connect West, and you can join the conversation. Anything else, ladies, got to talk about?
I mean, there's going to be, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I mean, mine was just going to be the fun part of we have a great photo booth and you're going to want to take, gifts, make yourself into a gift at the photo booth. So, that's all.
I was going to give my hot take. Even if you're planning on coming to Connect in Reston, Virginia in the fall, I think it's valuable to take a mid-year check and come to this one in the spring, because Tommy just said, plus our industry is literally changing every day right now. Got to be up in the trends. It's very true. I think what we're going to talk about in March is going to change and evolve by the time we're talking again in September. Is it September? Not October this year, September.
September.
Yeah. So I think
yes, it was October.
Yeah, I think it's really important to stay engaged at multiple touch points throughout the year. So don't miss out on those conversations, and you can connect and network with other recruiters to figure out what they're doing, how they're handling it, chatter that they're hearing. And it's just going to improve and help you over these next few months. So that's my hot take is go to both. Don't say
Yeah.
either or.
Well, like it's going to be, again, I think it's just we're going to expand on what we talk about in March, and yeah, there's probably going to be new things to talk about. So it's a great precursor to, the September event. So
Look, and I think having the focus is AI too. So I'm super, that is a very hot topic right now. There's a lot of opportunity there. So we're going to have recruiters giving practical tips. This is something I meant to say earlier. Also, if you are a ClearanceJobs account user, it is training on the ClearanceJobs platform too. So our customer support team is going to have basically office hours. So you can sign up for a time. So that's the key thing too. I think anybody who's a user of the ClearanceJobs platform, if you're able to make it out here, you will find ways to leverage ClearanceJobs better to do your job by attending. So taking advantage of that customer support team. And then we're having master classes in the afternoon too. So again, you get like the networking, you get the industry insights, you get the opportunities to hear from DCSA and OD&I and what's going on at their vantage point. But you also get practical training on using ClearanceJobs, which I think is key, because it's like, if you are using the tool, then how you use it better will save you time and money and is a great investment. So I think looking at it from all those angles, and it also justifies like sending multiple people to it too. I think a lot of times companies are like, who can I send to this? If your company will only like send one person, call me and maybe I can get the other one in for free. So I just think that always makes me sad when somebody's like, my company could send like one person, Bob could go, then nobody else could go. Especially again, if you happen to be in the San Diego area, we would really love to get more folks who are on the West Coast who are able to come out. And the swag is fantastic. I haven't checked, but I'm like all in on the tie-dye shirts. Even if I'm going to be on my hotel balcony tie-dye in a shirt if it doesn't come that way. Hoping it comes that way. Amazing. Anything else, ladies? Nope. Come to Connect West. Find the link, register. The room block ends like tomorrow. I might be able to get you a room later, but please don't wait because I need to book those rooms, people. Got bills to pay. So come to Connect West. It's going to be a fantastic event. Tommy, shout out to Tommy, who is in the local area. He will give you all of the best tips and tricks on how to make the most of your San Diego visit if you're not a local. If you are a local, please do join us again for the in-person career event and then Connect West March 12th and 13th. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, everyone who joined the call, and thank you for being a part of our candid ClearanceJobs community. Somebody said that. I like that one. Bye.